I know for some of us it's uncomfortable, but here's the beauty of cold market. You will never run out of strangers to talk to. Isn't that great? I'm gonna give you some tips and some things that I would recommend. And some of this could actually help you with warm market prospecting. Most of my conversation will be geared towards leading with opportunity because that's the language I speak. But I have a lot of people that crush it. They go into the buy, sell, trade groups. They go into random Facebook groups and friend people up and build relationships and they end up leading with the product and they get a lot of customers from complete strangers. So I will say it's easier to duplicate customer acquisition. If you're starting a new business, totally cool to start with leading with the product. But again, my language is gonna be more geared towards recruiting versus selling. So the first thing is connect, complement, convert. So write those 3 words down. When you're meeting people online, it's a little bit easier to have back and forth conversation in some ways because you can like think before you respond, right? Like if you're like connecting with someone in person, right? You talk to someone in person, they ask you a question, you have to answer the question. Like you don't have a lot of time to like think, type out a response and then say the response, right? Like, but on Messenger, you can do this, right? Online, you can do this. But online, it's a little weird because sometimes when you are getting into a conversation with someone that you don't know, they're kind of like, why are you asking me these questions? But in person, it's normal to be like, hey, nice to meet you. How long you been working here? Or what do you do? And, it's a little more natural versus online and you're messaging someone out of nowhere. One big thing you have to keep in mind is that if you message a person, it's different than if they message you. Right? Like you have a little more control if they message you and they go, what do you do? Like, what do you do? What's this product? What's this company? You have a little more control in that situation. I'm not somebody that like I friend up somebody, like I send a friend request and I immediately prospect them. That's not me. I'll typically send a friend request or they send me a friend request and I connect first, right? I compliment, I get to know them a little bit. And what I mean by that is I'll form them, write this down. Most of you have probably heard form. I mean, this is like been around for decades in network marketing. Stands for family, occupation, recreation, message, right? Find out about their family, find out what they do, what do they do for fun. You can kind of get to figure out what type of person they are based on what their interests are. And then you can deliver a message. This stuff flat out works, but you have to get used to doing it, right? And again, it depends on the person, it depends on the situation. And I just need you not to get too hung up on this. I get this question literally every other day. How long do I wait to ask them if they're open to taking a look at my thing? I'm like, don't wait too long, but don't say it in the first sentence either. I need to have a little common sense and realize these people have no clue who I am or why I'm sending them a message, but I also need to cut to the chase pretty quickly, right? Like I could say, I was checking out your profile. You seem like a sharp person. I see we have some mutual interests or mutual friends, or, I see we're from the same area. If I were you, I would try to connect with people I have something to relate to them about. Like you're from the same town, you have a similar background. Like I was a mortgage banker. It's easy for me to talk to realtors and mortgage bankers because I speak the language. I used to do the same thing. Always be in a hurry. By the way, jot that down. Always be in a hurry. You don't want to act as if you have nothing else better to do but talk to them. You should not be building rapport for days, weeks, months, and years, hoping that one day they go, by the way, gee whiz, I was just thinking about this after all these years of us going fishing together and vacationing together. What do you do for a living, right? Like, obviously, we're not going to wait forever, but we're also not going to ask the question in the very first sentence. In my opinion, that's weird, and it depends on where the conversation's going. It depends on if they're responding, they're cool, whatever. Remember, you might have to work with these people for a while. So you want to make sure they're like good humans. And by the way, this is a couple other notes I jotted down. You literally cannot care if they say no. You cannot care. You have to detach yourself from their decision to join or not join. You have to detach yourself. You just can't care, right? Marry the process, divorce the result, detach yourself. Like just, they say yes, awesome. They say no, awesome. Remember, no is just no, not yet. Write that word down, yet. They haven't joined yet. They haven't bought your product yet. They're not open yet. Who cares? You planted the seed at least. And then you're going to build your brand. You're going to put out videos. You're going to put out value. You're going to show lifestyle. You're going to share your story. You're going to be vulnerable. So you're going to water all those seeds you're planting and always give them an out. Kim, you seem like a sharp person. It's great talking to you. It's great getting to know you and catching up. It's been a while. or it's great to meet you here on Facebook. I don't know if you've ever thought about making money outside of what you do right now. And this is where you transition into telling them why you do what you do. See, some of you thought this is where you get into pitch mode. No, 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 no. You do not go into pitch mode, right? You don't go into what you do. You talk about why you do it. Man, this is a major key. I teach all the people I mentor. I teach my team this all the time. Your 2 reasons why. A lot of people talk about 1 reason why. It's got to be 2, baby. Why? Because you've got your personal reason why you want more moolah, right? What are you doing this for? Drop it to the comments right now. I want to hear some good reasons why. You want to help your parents retire. You want to fire your boss. You want to retire your spouse, put your kids in private school, pay off your debt, travel the world, wake up when you're done sleeping. I don't know. You want to buy a yacht. I don't know why you do this, but you need to know. And you need to share that with people because people relate to people. They don't relate to ingredients and comp plans and all that other crap. They relate to people. So share with them why you do what you do, and then why you do what you do, why you do that company, why that product, why that business, why I'm doing this, and why I'm so excited. And I know, again, this is totally out of left field. This is totally out of blue. I know it's kind of weird. We don't really know each other, or we haven't seen each other or talked to each other in a long time. You just confront the elephant in the room. You just can't care, man. You cannot care. And it's not going to be perfect. You're going to mess it up sometimes. And I will tell you this, I'm just saying, I would use the audio feature on Messenger. So much better than having a copy and paste message. I don't know, man. When I read out what I say, I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like it. Then I know that it's just better for people to hear your enthusiasm, right? People care more about the depth of your enthusiasm than the height of your knowledge. Does that make sense? Right? So if you get into explaining everything and you get into, saying it, it's all typed out and it's just not as good as audio. When someone tells me they want to recruit and build a team, they want more downline members, they want more people to help make money, I ask them, well, how many people are you prospecting per week for the business? Then they tell me, not that many. And I'm thinking so you want a result, but you're not doing the work? What's going on here, right? You have this big dream, big goal, but the work ethic, the commitment, the dedication, the consistency, the performance isn't there. We got to step up the performance. We got to step up the activity. And I think the biggest challenge is we don't want to be rejected. Come on, how many of you have a chicken list? Drop it to the comments. Let me know. How many Facebook friends do you have? And what's the percentage of people you've talked to? I do this all the time because it's eye-opening. If you're a leader, you will be blown away. Most of the people in your downline have only talked to 10% of their contacts. They say they want to do all these things, but they're not willing to go reach out to people. I don't know what to say. What do you mean you don't know what to say? I just told you what to say. And look, the only way you're going to figure out what to say is by doing it over and over again. You can have all the scripts, hear all the training. You just have to go implement and execute. Look, you're never going to run out of strangers to talk to, but you need to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, right? You got to get comfortable with discomfort because it's a little awkward at the beginning talking to complete strangers, but if you can prospect strangers, complete strangers you can meet someone on Facebook and get them in your business, dude, there's limitless possibilities for you.